to. Tell me what you want, tell me that you need me. I've been waiting all night for you to. Oh, oh, tell me what you want, yeah. I've been waiting all night for you to. Tell me what you want, tell me that you need me. I've been waiting all night for you to. Oh, oh, tell me what you want, yeah. Want, yeah, want, yeah, want, yeah, want, yeah, want, 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 want. I've been waiting all night for you to tell me. Tell me that you need me. Tell me that you want me. I've been waiting all night for you to tell me. Tell me that you need me. Tell me that you want me. Tell me that you need me. Tell me that you want me. Tell me that you need me. Tell me that you want me. Tell me that you need me. Tell me that you want me. Tell me that you need me. Tell me that you want me.
When I get a written CV and maybe even a sketch or something, I go, yeah, look at that. When I get things, online, I just go, fine, yeah. So really, the lesson is personalizing your approach to the buyers. I think it was brilliant advice. I'm going to be doing it in the morning. I'm serious.
So, what are the secrets to success? How do you break through in fashion? And how do you break through in the fashion world? Well, the first thing is very simple, and it's something that has existed in retail and in fashion since day one. Since 1849, when House of Fraser was around, or in the 19th century when M&S was founded. It's about having the right product at the right price in the right place. Always has been, always will be. If you don't have the right product, you won't be able to sell it. And if it's not the right price, you won't be able to sell it. And it's not in the right place, you won't be able to sell it. It's very, very simple. They are the basics of retail. They always have been, and they always will be.
Another one she made me do was climb over this fence because she wanted a photo of this flower in this garden in Chelsea. And I was like, I mean, look at me, how the hell can I climb over a fence? And I still did it because I was like, I'm going to be flying off with the Rolling Stones and doing something with them soon. And so for every con, there is a pro. And I think that's just generally how all of you guys should feel, in terms of when when it's moments to give up. Don't give up. Really, really follow your dream, because it's a privilege to work in fashion. It's not a right. It's a privilege to be able to work in an industry where you're doing something, you're creating something beautiful that makes people happy. Because at the end of the day, people don't need a couture gown. People want a couture gown. And so you should always think that I'm doing this because I want to do it. And even if it's tough, it's going to be tough for everyone. But that's just life. You just get on with it.
And there are only one or two retailers who are pioneering the new way of actually engaging with consumers in a retail space. Funnily enough, one of them is Apple. I say funnily enough, of course, they're very advanced in the state of retail play. But their recent foray into the watch market has enabled them to provide spaces which basically allow you to look at product but not necessarily buy it. In the case of their sort of watch pop-ups, they've got one in Selfridges at the moment, which enables you to go in, look at all the different products, but not actually buy at that particular time. So they want you to go away and consider what you've seen. They want you to take in all the different styles and all the different perhaps accessories and variants, and then they want you to go away and make that purchase online.
I'm going to take you through the anatomy of a trend. And it's one thing that we spotted, and show you how we spotted it and how we tracked it and how we then saw it in store and on Instagram, etc., just so that you get an understanding of what we do. Because I think as young designers and brands, while you need your own point of view, I think you have to have an eye on what's going on out there. Your product has to have some relevance to somebody, and relevance is relative. That could be somebody, somebody's got to be able to wear it to and from the office, they've got to wear it to and from the school run, they might need to wear it to a red carpet event, but it's got to have some relevance to somebody. And so I think it's quite interesting to just train your eye to look at what people are actually wearing and what they want. And that's what our forecasters do.
And this is from Tom Ford. As a fashion designer, I'm always aware that I was not an artist because I was creating something that was made to be sold, marketed, used, and ultimately discarded. And I think it's really important that whatever you create has to have commercial legs. And as a buyer, I am the commercial person who makes the decisions about which designers we buy from and which we don't buy from. So really, the first thing is it's not just designing beautiful things. It's the marketing of what you design. How do you package yourself up? Not only you, but what you design. How do you sell it? So you are selling it. And I, having met many, many designers over the years, many of them aren't aware sometimes of how amazing they are, and they often need someone to help them sell.
So as I said before, same as retail, don't settle for the customers you already have. What you want is actually target and reach out to the customers your strategies and your company is built for. So basically, when you draw the strategies around e-com, should it be in terms of acquisition or in terms of then retention, which are two different major business sides that you need to focus on.
First and foremost, really understand your market. Who are your competitors? How are you going to fit? Disregard the idea that your USP is going to be that you're sustainable. It's not a USP. It'll never be a USP at this point amongst consumers. In a few years, we might see that change, but at this point, consumers don't buy on the basis of something being sustainable. They might come back more, but they don't buy at point of sale. It needs to fit in the market as a niche. It needs to be great. It needs to stand out for reasons other than it's sustainable.
Don't forget to also keep up to date with local industry events, trade shows, launches happening around you. Go there with your business card. I hope you all have business cards by now. I'm sure you do. And start networking. And I guess some of you have already started today, so keep doing it.
Word of mouth marketing is one of the most important. It is still, the strongest form of marketing in many ways. And if you're creating that community, then your marketing, your social media, whatever it is you're doing, is an extension on word of mouth marketing.
And the other thing, obviously, is communication, because you haven't got time differences that you might have with manufacturing overseas. You haven't got a language barrier potentially, and you can't be face-to-face communication. Even in this day and age, where everyone likes to ping out emails, you can't be actually with manufacturers, particularly a lot of the UK guys who are quite sort of old school. You can't be going and seeing them face-to-face and having a conversation with them face-to-face.
Most of you in here, you want to set up a business, a fashion label. You've already launched one, or you're looking to do so. But as you all know, that's a very, very competitive industry to get into. It's incredibly hard to be a fashion designer in 2016 because there's so many people doing it. And how do you distinguish yourself? How do you create the right opportunities? So that's what today's all about.